Hi, friends. Today's book is called Kindergarten Kids by Ellen B. Cincey. A lot of you are going to kindergarten in the fall, and you're like, what is kindergarten all about, dude? I don't know. So, we're going to read a couple of books this week about kindergarten. I hope you enjoy them. Let's look at the cover. We have two friends here. One friend is showing another friend some teeth. We have a couple of girls here playing in the dramatic play area. And we have one girl doing a calendar activity. And we have one little boy doing a science project. In kindergarten, you're going to do all those things: calendar activities, share things with your friends, do science projects. Kindergarten is going to be fantastic. So let's take a look. Sticky pages. Maybe you won't have books with sticky pages in kindergarten. That's the title page. Let's read, shall we? There are 21 kids in room 8 at Lincoln School. Before they were old enough to come to kindergarten, they used to wonder, what is it like? Will I have any friends? Now they can tell other kids what it is like in their kindergarten. Well, I'm glad they're sharing it with us, right? School starts when the bell rings. The kids come into the classroom and say hello to their friends and their teacher, Mrs. Simone. Mrs. Simone says good morning to everyone, too. There's a lot to do in kindergarten. Let me move it over so you can see, friends. The class gets started right away. Kayla says goodbye to her grandma, and Mrs. Simone says everyone choose a learning center to work at. Mrs. Simone, I don't know which center to choose, says Markeith. The right center is out, says Dominique to Markeith. That's where I want to work. Dominique likes how the rice feels running through his fingers. Well, couldn't he shared the center with Markeith? Oh, okay. Can you see this, friends? Everyone likes to play in the house corner. Richard, here's your breakfast, says Lavon. You still can play in kindergarten, friends. It's not all work. Working and playing in learning centers in Rochelle's favorite part of the day. She might work on her computer with Ahmad, or she might play mommies in the house corner with Kayla. Well, I don't know if Miss Yvette has a house corner, but I know she has lots of fun things to do in kindergarten. Miss Simone is going to be a real mommy. She's going to have twins, says Mark Chain. Mrs. D is the teacher's helper. She doesn't come every day, but when she does come, everyone is happy to see her. She always smiles at me, says Michael. She likes me. Of course your teachers like you, friend. We want only the best. Michael says Megan likes to play with blocks. There are many blocks in our room, says Megan. There are big blocks, little blocks. Yolanda uses the pattern blocks. See what I made, says Mrs. Simone, says Christina. Wow, look what she made. Pretty snazzy, right? Make sure you see that, friends. Everyone has a favorite center. Kenny and Richard like playing in the water tub with William, who is visiting each day. Stephen says sand is fun to look at and feel. Brittany loves to dress up and pretend to be someone else. Suddenly, the principal's voice comes over the loudspeaker. In our case, it's Miss Margot. Uh, on the classroom wall, we will read, will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I love saying the pledge. It makes me feel grown up, says Shakoa. When the pledge is over, our teacher says you may continue and we start playing again. Well, at this school, they continue after the pledge. But at Yon, we do what? We have breakfast, right? We have breakfast right after the pledge, and then we start our day. We might have calendar activities or a read aloud, or some of you might even go to specials like art or music. After a while, the teacher flicks the lights off and on. This means it's time for everyone to clean up. I can put away all these blocks by myself, says Shakoa. I think clean up is more fun at school than at home. Mrs. D, can you help me finish this puzzle? Asked Kayla. Oh, says Mrs. Simone. I think we need the broom at the sand table. Yes, table can be very messy. After we clean up, we sit together on the rug, says Kenny. Mrs. Simone takes out the attendance cards. She calls out our names to see who is in class. The girls' names are on the pink cards, and the boys' names are on the blue cards. Well, I don't know about that, dude. That's kind of gender bias. I just say everyone should be on whatever card they want to be. That's me, okay? I like it when it's my turn to be the helper, says Rachel. I help my teacher put on the date on the calendar. Next, the class talks together. Everyone wants to talk at once, but Mrs. Simone has each child take a turn. We talk about the things we made that day before, says Brittany, and the teacher tells us what our work for the rest of the day. So it's kind of like our morning meetings, friends. When you go to kindergarten, you have morning meetings where you talk about how you feel and what you did over the weekend and what you're going to do for the rest of the day. My teacher shows me how to do things, says James. She teaches us letters and all about following rules. Mrs. Simone always makes me feel better when I get hurt, says Levon. I like Mrs. Simone because she says funny things, says Jessica. Yeah, if you're a kindergarten teacher, you have to be kind of funny. You can't take life too seriously, right, dudes? Soon, Mrs. Simone gets the class started on their work. Everyone works on coloring projects together. Megan works very carefully. That looks good, says Rochelle, says Scott. Yolanda finishes coloring very quickly. When we color, friends, we should take our time coloring, right? So we can do our best job. Sadaf and Richard color plants and seeds in their coloring book. Kenny and Brittany color the letter S. A lot of the classwork is about the alphabet. The kids practice the alphabet in many ways. When we learned the letter Q, I made a queen's crown, says Rachel. We painted with Q-tips too, says Markeith. And we sat around a quilt, says Marchain. All those words begin with Q. Q-tips, quilt. The class practiced writing the letter R by tracing it with red paint. For the letter S, the class read a book about stone soup, and then they made some. Yolanda helped to wash the stones. We washed them lots of times until they got clean, she says. The soup was good, but we didn't eat the stones, says Levon. Oh, that stone soup is a good book. Would you really eat stone soup? I don't know, friends. After all that work, Marchain is ready to rest. It's a good thing that it's snack time. Put your papers in your mailboxes, says Mrs. Simone. Before snack time, we go to the bathroom and we wash our hands. Oh, yes, it's very important to wash your hands. There is snack time in kindergarten, and it's a little rest time, but not a nap time, friends. Snack time is good time to be with your friends. Guess what, says Shakoa? I lost a tooth. Do you think your mother will let you come to my house to play? Amaz asked Brittany. Yes, you might have lots of friends in kindergarten, friends. Sometimes kids have problems with each other, but it's Mrs. Simone does not let any student hurt or tease another student. Yeah, in kindergarten you might have trouble with your friends, but you always try to make it better by asking, no, what is wrong? Well, how can we change this? What can we do? And if that doesn't work, you go get an adult. You do time out when you don't follow the rules. Well, we don't have time out per se. We have a calming center where you can calm down and talk about your feelings. That means you sit by yourself and you can't be with other kids until the teacher says you can. Well, I don't like that aspect. You have a calming center where you just can calm down, friends. There's more work to do after snack and time. It may be a science or a math. For one science lesson, everyone planted seeds and took care of them. Soon plants grew from the seeds. Watch out, Scout, said Sadef. That's too much water. We did a plant experiment, right, friends? In my room 101, we had 4 plants. We put one plant with no water. We had one plant that got everything sun, water. We had one plant with just water, and we put one plant with no sun. We put it in a paper bag. And some of the plants are surprisingly growing in the paper bag with no sun. And some plants are growing without any soil. Go figure that one out, friends. It's time for math. The class practices counting things. James likes to use the bunny counters. We count money, too, says Richard. Real money. Oh, yes. I love counting real money, friends. When I was in kindergarten, yes. Real money. Pennies galore. On some days, the class does art projects after snack time. Michael, you're making wonderful pictures, says Mrs. Simone. Sometimes everyone works together on a big art project. One time we made our own paper. Oh, yes, I've done that with my class. We made our own paper. It was fun. We learn music in kindergarten too, says Rochelle. We sing together or make music with rhythm sticks. That is always fun, right? For instance, do marching band with instruments. Most of the time, school is fun, but sometimes kids get tired. Sometimes they're not sure what to do, and sometimes they just have a bad day. Yeah, sometimes you can have a bad day in school. And, it's okay. It's all right to have a bad day because there's always tomorrow. But if someone has a problem, it's all forgotten when the teacher says, line up to go outside. On the playground, everyone shouts and laughs. The kindergarten kids jump, run, climb, slide, and swing. Oh, yes, friends. I love recess. Don't you love recess? After the class comes back inside, Mrs. Simone says, time to settle down now. Then she reads a story to the class. Sometimes we tell stories to each other, says Levon. Everyone gets all excited again when it's time to go home. The class lines up at the door. The kids tell each other jokes. I got a joke for you, friends. Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Knock, knock. Who's there? Banana. Oh, my God. Knock, knock. Who's there? Orange. Orange who? Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? No? Okay. I tried. School is over when the bell rings. Move the line, says Richard. We're going home. Now, bye, Mrs. Simone. Goodbye, teacher, says Markeith. It was a great day. So a lot of things they did in kindergarten, you did in preschool, right? You did recess in preschool. They had recess in kindergarten. They had learning centers in kindergarten. You had learning centers in preschool, like blocks and housekeeping, right? Kindergarten is a lot similar to preschool, but just a little bit harder. But you can do it, friends, because I know that you're the best.